I've watched them. I don't always agree with them politically. I've known Mr. Archie for a long time, but I never have doubted his sincerity and his commitment to the public, and that's why people voted for him.
Is 3 times really a charm? We'll soon find out later this month as the Darren McQuirter versus David Archie legal battle continues. The case has gone all the way to the Mississippi Supreme Court. The justices will hear arguments and ultimately decide whether or not Archie should continue to serve as Hinds County Supervisor in District 2.
Mr. McQuirter wants to re-litigate the facts. There's a quote from Carl Sandburg years ago that says, if the facts are against you, argue the law. If the law is against you, argue the facts. If the law and the facts are against you, pound the table and yell like hell. Well, that's where we're at.
Jackson attorney Dorsey Carson represents David Archie. Archie won in a runoff election last fall by about 125 votes, ousting McQuirter. And according to Carson, that's when McQuirter's game of legal ring around the rosy began. McQuirter challenged Archie's electability, first by the Democratic Party, next through the Hinds County Court by way of a special appointed judge. All attempts favored Archie. McQuirter's attorney, Sam Bagley, believes Archie's living arrangements are a bit shady. Archie filed to run for Supervisor number 2 under 3426 Shady Oaks Drive. McQuirter contends that the controversial supervisor actually lives at 5852 Club View Drive, which is not in the district that he now represents.
Archie's been registered to vote here at his address. He's been, his license is based there. The most important factor that Mississippi law considers is what's your intent.
The intent, according to McQuirter's lawyer, was for Archie to use an abandoned property he owns for political gain. Archie owns and leases many properties in Jackson. Sam Bagley denied our request for an on-camera interview, but told us by statement that although Archie claims to live on Shady Oaks Drive, the property is dilapidated. There are no utilities in use. Plus, Archie filed legal homestead exemption at the Club View address.
It looks like he does have permanent residence in a place that is outside of the district. So does Mr. Archie believe that it's fair for him to represent a body of people that he clearly doesn't live amongst?
Well, he clearly does. This is the neighborhood he grew up in. This is the neighborhood he played basketball in. I can have 20 different residences, but it's where I intend on staying. And there are factors that I intend on being my permanent residence. In fact, I just moved houses. I just renovated one and moved into it. Well, where's my permanent residence? Well, until I sell my old house, if I want that to be my permanent residence, I can. If I want my new house to be my permanent residence, I can. There's not the law will not make me choose when I have 2 residences.
The Supreme Court is the highest court in the state, and they absolutely have the authority to supersede all the prior rulings and call a shot that could remove Archie from office. But Mississippi law heavily favors the voting process, and the court would have to find overwhelming evidence that Archie broke any laws. It's a very tall order. Arguments begin August 10th. Eric Walker, JSU-TV.